YouTubers, back in front of the camera this morning. Not going to have a project today. It's going to be kind of a short video. I'm going to rant just a little bit. I know I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't weigh in on this. But I got a message this morning on my YouTube channel, and I got it off quickly. Normally when I get disparaging remarks and that thing from the safety police or the people that think they're the safety police, I just delete them off, and if they continue on, I just block them like everybody else. But I got a message this morning from a fella, and he was wailing pretty hard because I didn't wear hearing protection, I didn't have a guard on my table saw. He just went on and on and on, you know, about these things that I should be doing. And lo and behold, I go and look, and of course, you know, he has a Google Plus profile. And I go and look on that Google Plus profile, and there's nothing there. There's no videos, there's anything but his name, no information, that much, and just a blank profile. So I guess one just has to chalk it up as a troll. But anyway, it got me thinking. I watch other people's videos, and I see all these people commenting about this safety this and safety that. First and foremost, let me get this squared right away. Everybody needs to be safe. You need to work safe. If you don't, you're going to get hurt. Surely to God, everybody in the world that would attempt to woodworking understands this. If you stick your finger in that spinning blade, it'll cut it off. Surely they understand this basic principle. Now, I know accidents happen. Accidents happen every day. People get run over by cars, people get struck by lightning, they get eaten by alligators, and some people get their fingers cut off in their table saw. It happens. You try to avoid it if at all possible, but it happens. But here's the main most important thing. My safety here in my shop ain't none of your business. It's my business. Your safety in your shop rides squarely upon your shoulders, not mine. What you do in your shop is none of my business. I'm not going to tell you how to do things in your shop. I'm not going to tell you how to be safe. If you've got a question, I'll be more than happy to answer it. If you've got a question about safety, I'll be more than happy to answer it. But I'm not going to come and tell you how to do things in your shop. If you're new and you're starting out, you need to ask those questions. Any of the folks that you see here on YouTube or on the Google Plus channel, or any of those guys that's got videos out, multiple videos, doing multiple projects on different things, there's no doubt in my mind, knowing the woodworking community, that you'll have more than ample answers for your question. All you have to do is ask. But the folks that come around and nitpick about hearing protection, my hearing is none of your business. I don't know how any clearer I can make that. So the people that upsets, just hit the delete button and mark me off, because that's just the way it is here. Your hearing is none of my business, because there ain't nothing I can do about it. But I am going to show something, and I see it so much all the time on YouTube. And people is constantly wailing about these safety things that they find important. These ear protection things on your ears. This, and I'm not saying that it's not important, but the things that really is important, I've never seen anybody talk about it. And I'm going to show you a thing right here on the table saw right now. This is not something I come up with. I learned from a man that built cabinets all his life. I'm talking from the time he was a young man till the time he retired, when he hit 70. And then he piddled and tinkered in the cabinet shop until he died 10 years later. Okay, that's the man that taught me so many different things about building cabinets and working in the shop and that sort of thing. And he taught me how to use a table saw. And I see a lot of people on YouTube that are using those table saws, and they're using them, what I'd say, improperly, but I don't go and tell them they're doing it improperly. But I'm going to give a demonstration of what I'm talking about right here. And this is learnt from somebody that's over all the years. I'll spin this camera around here it just got me on this rant. So this is just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Now, I've got a small piece of plywood right here. It's just 1/2 inch thick. This is just a small piece. But I'm going to use this as an example because right at the minute I'm not going to drag out a whole sheet of 3/4 plywood. Well, let's just imagine for a second that this is a sheet of 3/4 plywood. You got a project that you need a piece of plywood that's 8 inches wide, but it's 8 foot long. Okay? You come over here, set your fence over here, you pull it on down here for 8 inches, and you set it, you grab that plywood, and you go back here and you go to cut. So you tell me how you can gonna control the rest of this plywood safely, cutting 8 inches of it off right there just like that. I see that so many times on YouTube. I never see any of the safety cops call anybody out on it. So that tells me all that they're doing is repeating something that they've heard back down the road. If you really want to be safe, to cut that piece, you bring that fence over here, and you get this 3/4 piece up here, and you let it stick over that 8 inches if you're going to cut it on your table saw. The easiest thing to do it if you're by yourself, take that skill saw and cut it 8.5 inches, and then bring that 8 inch, bring it back over your table saw and then cut it down to 8 inches. I mean, if we want to really talk about being safe, and that's just an example. I know it's not likely that saw is going to kick that 3/4 inch piece of plywood back on you. It's got enough mass there. If it does kick back, chances are that's not going to hurt you. But you're going to ruin your plywood. And that's just not the proper way to use this table saw. Now I realize that everybody can't cut 4 foot to the side of the blade. I realize that. So there you are. If you've got a whole sheet of plywood and you need to cut it up, what do? You use your skill saw. Use your skill saw and cut it down into sizes that will fit on your table saw, and you cut it on the right side of the blade. So that's how that table saw is supposed to be used. Now, have I done it the other way? Absolutely. I've seen numerous other people on YouTube doing it the other way. We're back to the safety thing. The guys that you see doing it on YouTube probably been doing it for years. Some's not. I saw a guy on YouTube the other day. Got a little piece of wood up here. Not a very big piece of wood, just, I don't know, he's cutting 6-8 inches off of it. He's got a fence over here and he's cutting this thing. And he is scared to death of the saw. I can tell the way he carries himself in front of his table saw. He's scared to death. And he gets over here, he's so far to the side, away from the blade, and he's trying to use this homemade push stick, and he's pushing on it. Why, he just a car wreck waiting to happen. So, anyway, I certainly would never tell him that he was doing it wrong. He's doing whatever that is he wants to. If that's what makes him feel safe, then I guess that's what he'll have to do. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. Sometimes it's a pretty touchy subject, all that safety and all that thing. It all goes back to you. You yourself are responsible, wholeheartedly responsible, for what happens to you in your shop. If you see somebody doing something, that don't mean that you can do it. If you're doing something and it makes you feel uncomfortable, stop. You're fixing to get hurt. If what you do on this saw makes you uncomfortable, you need to stop. You need to ask people some questions. They'll answer you. They'll be tickled. They'll be pleased to answer you and help you in any way. This whole woodworking community on YouTube, I feel confident that anybody you wanted to pick out and ask a question about safety or anything, they'd be more than happy to help you on it. So anyway, that rant's over with, and I'm gonna get my blood pressure back down. And like I said, I normally don't respond to these things. I just let it go and don't pay any attention to it, because 99% they don't know what they're talking about. Every once in a while, somebody will point out something that's obvious that they really do know what they're talking about, and they might have a concern, and you can do that without being a jerk. So, anyway, that rant's over with, and I appreciate your time, and we'll have a project coming up soon. Thanks for watching.